Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Noelle Hernandez and welcome to my elevator pitch. So, this is the first, short bio that I have ever really truly done, let alone speak out loud before. And so, when I was writing all of this up and then actually applying that and making this video and just pushing go and doing it and just seeing where it goes, it's been a trip, and that's for sure. So I'm glad that I can do this with all y'all. So here we go. Again, Noelle Hernandez. For everyone who hasn't met me or has yet to meet me, I will see you in LA. But an interesting fact about me is that, oh my gosh, we're just gonna get right into things, aren't we? Okay. So this time last year, it was even hard for me to believe, but I was just getting back. I had just gotten back from a trip that I had taken with a one-way ticket to Costa Rica that turned into a trip of retreats, jungleness, plant life. I meant to say plant medicine, but essentially plant life, and just amazingness, naturalness, and which turned into Colombia, which turned into great. I ran out of money. I have no idea what I'm gonna do next. Oh wait, here's an idea. And so I got a hold of my friend who is actually looking after my dog on the trip, and he had just bought a piece of property right outside of San Diego, right on the border of Mexico. You had to go through border security in order to get to this property. But on this property, what was being created there was a safe haven for homeless, transitioning veterans, to just have a place to reconnect with themselves. Going through the process, it was intense, just dealing with so many different personalities, extreme stories. Extreme stories. It was intense. And also on there, it was a sanctuary for dogs as well, who have been rescued from shelters, who were then taken from the shelters and taken from, especially kill centers were the main priorities, in order to bring them on this property and integrate and have this beautiful symbiosis of humans, animals, just coming together in order to rehabilitate themselves in a place that was just beautiful and pristine. It was so nice to just have that. There was a swimming pool. My dog Teddy would just be swimming in there, having a blast. And looking back on it now, I think before I had such, I felt like I was in such a dark place because it was the most intense thing that I have. It was pretty intense. And for me, having such a pain, high tolerance, and being accepting of what comes into my life, there needed to be something that had to be so triggering and so big and so in your face to be able to get me to want to be able to change my ways of thinking, of being seen as I needed to combat everything in my life in order to actually keep me safe, and just kind of shedding away those ideas and accepting what a new reality I could paint for myself with was, which is, rather than focusing on what I had perceived at the time, and up until then, 365 days, however long it was, give or take, but it was this time last year, to be able to look back on it all and see it in a whole new light. It's amazing. And at the time, I was working with the other person in the kitchen and just running that. And I think what a good segue was looking back on that, of like a strength that I possess through all of that, and all of that is just like a microcosm of like my big scheme of my transformational healing process, is just being able to know that I was able to remain calm in really stressful scenarios, and I was able to, at that same time, create structure for myself, for something, rebuild on a structure that was actually going to sustain, if that makes sense, rather than my mentality that I had of deconstructing. I mean, it was just different things that I had to work together in order to make it all mesh and, make sense to me. And I mean, looking back on it now, it was fun. It was great, like, to see how resourceful people can be and people can get in a time of extreme no given fucknesses, because at that point all of us were in the same position of just trying something completely new, even if that meant we had to become the pioneers of what that possibility and what that potential could be. And I mean, working in the kitchen, which I always considered the kitchen the home of the house. So being able to be in it and taking care of inventory, taking care of the resources. We got all our food from the local culinary school in San Diego, when as opposed to throwing all that food away, they donated it to this center. And I mean, I got to cook with the most incredible ingredients. I mean, oh shit. Like, I was cooking incredible food and having the time of my life doing it because it was so much fun to me. There was this massive kitchen with like convection ovens that were like, you would see these in any restaurant. I mean, these were like made to make food sort of things. And it was just a blast to be able to play around with all of those resources as well. And I mean, that's the fun of it. I think that's also another segue of like what truly inspires me. And that's being able to create from truth in general. Me being able to allow myself to speak my truth and then being able to create what comes from that. I mean, allowing myself to just play around with what my truth is and then how that conveys, and being able then to collaborate with other people who are in the same spot of like, we have no idea what's going on, but let's just see what can come from it and see what can be created from that space. It took the weight of the world off me once I was able to just feel like I didn't have to prove myself, to know that, I mean, that's it now. I think at the time last year, that's the biggest difference was realizing now that I don't have to prove myself in order to create and collaborate. That I can just speak my truth and that'll be enough. And then at the same time, that allows other people to speak their truth and to express who they are. And from that space of not trying to prove and just allowing and accepting the process of what is meant to be will be, and just going with the flow in that moment. Yeah. Those were all the questions. I think, 9 minutes. So it looks like I need to work on that time to make it shorter, to make it more succinct. I'm assuming that'll be a fun challenge for me, but I just let stuff fly out of my mouth. So if 9 minutes it took me to get all that out, woo! I feel like that is another strength as well, to be able to come from a place that, to work together with everyone. And coming from a place of, we're just coming from a place. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to talk about the makeup that I have on. And the hair. I tried to do some finger waves, and then that kind of, it didn't go the way exactly I thought that it looked. Some were actually not even close. But I like how much one product is in my hair, because that's never really a thing. But I mean, I like how structured it is, and I guess that's a theme of the importance of structure in my life. So got that. My makeup was pretty minimal. I think the only thing that I would do for the event is maybe put some eyelashes on and give it like a little bit more effect, if you know what I mean. I just did my eyebrows, I did a wing, and I did a slight purple underneath my eyeshadow, and then a bunch of just highlighter. I love highlighter. It makes me sparkle and shine like a little diamond. And my lips, I went with like a bold lip. And then I put a little bit of highlighter too on the middle, just to give it a little bit of dimension. So, I mean, pretty minimal. I think I'd also love to have a necklace too. I think I'm definitely going to get a necklace. Because it looks a little bare. But I was also thinking in my mind too, Gina, homegirl, girlfriend, if you need someone to rep your jewelry, I would be more than happy to. And yeah, I'll show you my outfit. Since I am pursuing modeling, I really wanted to be able to show you all my what's the words that are trying to come out of my mouth is my process. So in parts of that process, I'm gonna ask my homegirl Dua Lipa in order to help me out with this with some music. And ooh. And then I'll show you my outfit. Okay, so thank you, Dom, or anyone who's seen it. I was not kidding when I said that I'm gonna get me a pair of some leather pants. Say hi to my dog Teddy, by the way. But bam! I mean, I wanted to give this some flowiness, but yet still some like athleticism. So if you guys want me to bust out dancing, then I'd be more than happy to. But so this is it. And then also I love my hat. This may make an appearance. What do you think? It's my black halo. This actually has been on a lot of photo shoots with me. So there's that. And then I'm thinking of getting a cute pair of some red strappy heels. Like, I'm thinking like suede ones, just like a really cute, low, chunky heel. I tried a pair on, but they didn't have it on my size, so I think it'd be cute. So let me know what y'all think. All right, so what do y'all think? I'd love to hear your advice. I've heard it all, y'all, but I'd want to hear from your faces and your mouths and your fingertips on that screen, writing up what you think that, what else you think needs to be included, removed. I'd love to hear it all. So I love y'all so much. Can't wait to see ya and see everyone else's outfits and just to have fun and see y'all in LA.